Good morning, everyone. We have an update to that breaking news we brought you earlier. Here is what we know now. Alaska experienced a 7.9 magnitude earthquake at 12:23 this morning. That's according to USGS. The preliminary magnitude was reported in NICS alerts from the Office of Emergency Management at 8.2 magnitude earlier this morning. Many coastal areas remain under a tsunami warning for several hours. Low-lying areas of Kodiak were expected to get hit. Everyone in low-lying areas and many southeast coastal Alaska communities were asked to evacuate to higher ground. But there is no tsunami warning for the Anchorage area and vicinity. It is outside of the danger zone. In Kodiak, the evacuation areas include Mill Bay Road, Seedleaf Lane, Hillside Drive, and Tiller Mountain. You're now looking at an FAA webcam overlooking downtown Kodiak at the harbor there. It's still dark, but you can still see things appear to be quiet, at least from this vantage point. The tsunami sirens are still sounding to warn folks to a potential wave that could be hitting. Kodiak Police Chief Rhonda Wallace tells Channel 2 the junior and high schools are open for shelter to those evacuating. As of 1:20 this morning, the chief said there was no report of any damage to the island just yet.
I got dressed and came out to my living room, and I have a great view of downtown, and all the traffic goes by my house on the evacuation road up to the high school because I'm about 2 blocks from the high school. And so I was watching all the people walk up from downtown and coming up and walking across the street, and some cars weren't even slowing down to stop to let them pass.
And that was a local Kodiak resident. It was not the mayor speaking. And Tracy Sinclair is at the Weather Center to tell us what is going on just now. Tracy.
Good morning, Maria. So as you said, we had the 7.9 earthquake. Since then, we've had up to 10 aftershocks in that same region. There's a tsunami warning across the southern coastline of Alaska, all the way from British Columbia through the Aleutian Islands. Let's take a closer look at when we see the initial waves expected to hit. You can see there, that is the initial spot of the earthquake. This tsunami warning extends all the way into the lower 48 for Alaska's coastline. The areas in yellow was when we are past those times for the initial wave to hit. Now, please don't think that after that time you're safe. Please wait until the all clear is given by officials, because you have to think of a tsunami as a wave train. It isn't one single wave, it's several waves. The first one might not be the strongest. All the way out to the Aleutian Islands, the Pribilof Islands, 4 o'clock for St. Paul Island. That is the initial time for it is expected to hit. Down in the lower 48, we're also looking at a possibility of seeing tsunamis hit Washington, Oregon, California. Because of the way the wave moves, it expands out from the center, and so there is a possibility up until about 7 o'clock this morning, still some tsunami warnings down in the lower 48. Back here in Alaska, it started about 1:45. That was when the initial one was supposed to hit Kodiak. That is the closest location. As I said, 4 o'clock in the morning is the latest Alaska location that we have, and that is St. Paul Island. We're going to keep watch on this over the next several hours and let you know what we find out. Maria?
All right, thanks so much, Tracy. Mike Ross spoke just a few minutes ago with a woman who's at the evacuation center in Sitka. Mike, what did she tell you?
Well, Maria, I spoke with Lynera Forget. She's the wife of Channel 2 meteorologist Robert Forget. Now, she's a flight attendant for Alaska Airlines, and she said the staff at the hotel where her flight crew is staying tonight went room to room just minutes after the alert went out about the possible tsunami threat, and they moved very quickly to an evacuation center at Sitka High School.
And it looks like just about everybody in town is here at the evacuation center in Sitka.
So how are people down there in Sitka taking all of this? What's the mood at the evacuation center right now?
There's families, there's pets, and everybody's just waiting, fairly calm, and all the classrooms are open, and everybody's gathered in hallways, and there are some emergency vehicles outside. The sirens are going off, which is quite an eerie sound, but everybody seems like they're hanging in there.
That's good. So is the mood, are people scared, or are they just kind of taking this in stride this morning?
I really think everybody's just taking it in stride. Alaskans are fairly hardy that way.
Now, I asked Lynera Forget how many people she thought were at the Sitka High School at that evacuation center. She was guessing about 600, or as she described it, it looks like the entire town is here. And again, people in Sitka waiting this out and riding it out at this point. No panic, concern, but people seem to be holding it together down there in Sitka. Maria?
All right, thanks so much, Mike. And we do want to say we are getting some Facebook messages right now from Kodiak. The residents who are up above and luckily have evacuated say that the water is receding, but so far, as we reported, there are no signs of a tsunami at this point. No actual tsunami. We will keep you up to date. Again, a tsunami is a series of waves that may continue for hours. Do not assume that after one wave, the danger is over. The next wave may be larger than the first one. For more information, you can go to KTUU.com. We will keep you updated throughout the day on that website, and then during the morning edition, join us then, and we will keep you up to date throughout the day. Be safe.